This is Albie, and he can't swim. He probably thinks that it's something he just can't change, so he avoids the water. But fortunately, Albie is not alone.
This utilises the character of dogs. So actually, they're real dogs. These are dogs that belong to one of my researchers and her family. And George is essentially teaching him to face that fear.
The story of the two will be published in a couple of days, and is just one example of how psychologists from the Growing Learners team from the University of Portsmouth have included the concepts of a fixed and a growth mindset to highlight the importance of overcoming obstacles and learning from mistakes.
A fixed mindset is the belief that you're born the way you are and you really can't change very much. So I'll take my example in maths, for example. I was born into the world right down here in maths ability, and some people are born into the world right up here. The thing is, what we know is your belief will impact your behaviour. So if I was right down here and I had a fixed mindset, I'd be thinking, I can't really change very much. So every time I face challenge, I would withdraw from that and I wouldn't put in any effort. I might passively or actively avoid that task, because if I avoid the task, then I stop myself and others perceiving me as stupid at maths. They'll just say, well, they never really tried. So I avoid that really negative conception that will make me feel very bad about myself. If I have a growth mindset and I face challenge and failure, it's not situated in me, it's not who I am, it's where I am right now. So it doesn't damage my self-esteem. I don't need to withdraw. I don't need to protect myself. What I will do is engage in functional strategies. Try again, try harder, try a different strategy. And that will mean that somebody down here in maths will get better and better in maths. So the message is that you can always be better than you are. And it's the growth mindset, that different way of thinking about intelligence, that will enable you to enact the behaviours that are functional and will allow you to grow.
The Growing Learners team collaborate with student writers and young illustrators to put the creative flesh on the framework of the stories. The books give teachers as well as parents the opportunity to support their children.
It teaches them that you can change, that you can grow. It teaches them that we should all have high expectations for ourselves. High expectations are different from pressure. So a high self-expectation or other expectation is, I can do this, or you can do this. Different from pressure, where pressure is, you will do this, you should do this. So there's a very fine line between those. So we teach high expectations through the stories. We teach children to regulate their emotions and understand their emotions.
And for Sharia Hoskins, there'll soon be a very personal story to read in one of the books too.
The story that will come out after that is The Mystery of Mr Kotter. This is a very special story to me because this is the story of a maths teacher who turned my learning around before the theory of growth mindset came out, he was a growth mindset teacher, and he turned me from somebody who was avoiding maths, very fearful of maths and right down here, to somebody who got their maths O-level a year early and went on to do advanced statistics instead of an O-level. And I wouldn't be in the career I was in today if I hadn't gone down that path, because obviously psychologists utilise statistics an awful lot. So that was the teacher that actually got me on this path of research and this path of capability. So I wanted to write a story that thanked him.
Is your math teacher still alive? Does he know about this book?
No, sadly he doesn't. He isn't, and he won't know about it. So he was in his late 50s when he taught me over 30 years ago. So, but what I have done is made very clear that it's for Mr Kotter, and we've dedicated it to all teachers who have that magic ingredient of the growth mindset message for children.
Nicole Ris, That's TV.